Well, it's the same story for the folks on Earth that if they don't change their thinking or align, like see, um, let me start by letting you know that there's technologies here to help us graduate our awareness into outer space. And it's not a hard thing to do because it's kind of like, if you ever wonder, like, how did we adapt so well to the mechanical things that mankind is coming up with, like cars and anything, airplanes, and then computers seem to be second nature. But what isn't second nature about the computer, the way that it's set up, is it has the schism coming up all through it. There was enough of it lacking, say, when I first got on it, to intake the purpose of it, which is to expand our awareness and we become more aligned to higher-minded way of thinking, being able to handle information. Really, it's being able to handle our minds. But a lot of the Earth's population has failed in recognizing particularly the tools that have come from benevolence, which is the English alphabet and all systems of math, but particularly the things that we've always had that has never changed, like music and then um, botany, and the way we have built things. Well, those things have changed, right? They've been altered. Their nourishment has been taken out of it. The reason why we do these things have been just completely lost, and how to do it. And so we're at the peak of stupidity, as much to the contrary of what the average pride would have a parade over. It's not understood that we're not making progress here and we're being held and created. There's a maze created, a financial institution, which is a lot bigger than what we could ever imagine what is really going on, because, and therefore, our land is a lot bigger. The, um, like I said, the symbolic language that is here already, that points at the bigger picture, which would be just simply the way um, our minds look at things. Sorry about the whitewash look here. Maybe I should turn the light off. There we go. The way that our perception, and like I said, there's tools here already that are being completely, we don't care a damn for it because our programming is to fear that we don't know what we need to know in order to work the system. And like I said, the system, babes, it stems outside of this Earth's atmosphere. There are benevolent beings that are trying to help us all the time here. Really, we have it sitting in front of our faces. But what shows up as an obvious is the very weaponry that is here to keep us like this. And that includes our minds, the way that we don't use them and that they use them. Who are they? Well, I call it the projector system. They're the ones who control the electricity, really, mainly is, it's the technology that we plug into the TV set. And then, wow, look at the people who were supposed to be trusting to tell us about what's happening on the planet. And all they're doing, for the most part, is what they're supposed to be doing intergalactically, is just being honest and showing us pictures. This is what's happening. And then they use language that is really, if you listen to it, how shoddy it is and terrible. And we shouldn't be at all engaging with that. Now, I'm speaking from as being general of the Intergalactic Federation. There's a lot of us here that I'm from the Pleiades. I speak for the Pleiades, who we have a lot of power throughout this galaxy, if not the entire universe, because the instruction book to all creation is held in our possession. we are the creators. I mean, I kind of stalled with that because there's a lot of prejudice, right? There's a lot of power struggling, but there are other creators here. What we're saying is that we're the creator of this realm, the REA, which is music, musical connotation. Really, it's the ear, it's the heart. The whole technological thing that is happening here as this amazing holographic plasmatic interaction that a lot of people are figuring out. Hey, wait a minute, this is not, first of all, science is just saying it's not solid, none of it is. So what we are downloading onto the population now is their superhuman capabilities that is hidden by the belief system. Say the projector system that is going to keep you in fear and also thinking that you're lacking something. It's like, oh man, well, there's Wonder Woman up there. Just looking at her thighs alone will make you feel inferior, right? You just and you don't turn it off to get your own sense of what you are. I know what I sound like is like easy to come up with. Probably is elementary. Maybe? No, I don't know. I would have never caught on to it. I had an awakened parental system. The women were awake, and so I'm not saying that the men weren't awake either. The men are having a hard time here because the women are not taking their position of power. They don't recognize it, and with that, what we're saying is that see, knowledge is power. And when a woman has a child, particularly when a woman has a little boy, they must learn, first of all human beings must learn not to let some things take them over biologically. Their biological intelligence is very primitive. And that's what we're bringing up back away from fear into, like I said, to handle energies that is really animating this entire scene where we get superhuman powers. It includes the way that a woman gives childbirth. See, we pretty much know, and I don't want to get too controversial here, but women are the ones that stay in their body. Okay, just in general, they're staying in their body more. And so they're not in their minds more. So, I mean, they're asked to just get in their body and breathe, right? That's the main thing you hear is just breathe, learn how to pull out, what do they call it? You go into, what's that, what's the name of that class? Le Mans. Le Mans class to make your body capable of passing life through it, giving birth. It's kind of, you're not going to really think about this. Your body takes over, and now you're going for a ride. Really, we don't know what our bodies are capable of, not just childbirth-wise, babes. And some of the things, like when we go through ascension, when we're just learning about our bodies, and it's tough. Like what I went through with Kundalini rising, and then I can tell you, I have yet to write the story about what happened. I was just reflecting how I literally fought a fucking dragon here, and I could write the story about it. I kicked its ass. And then you hear, well, there's a dragon out there. You know, there's a creature that's an interdimensional thing, and I've seen a lot of interdimensional creatures. And I don't want to admit it, but it's like, yep, when you're lucid dreaming, and that's pretty much all what I do. And the truth is now, what I'm talking about is my clairaudience. Clairaudience means like kind of you're getting messages from a different dimension. And there's meanings to this word and ways to look at it. We look into it, and man, you know, the world is in trouble. The species, the organism is in trouble because of their faculties. How they're not turning them on enough, and there is a lot going on the planet, babe. There's just, you know, I get the feeling that some of us are here just to help people get safe away from, like Jesus, like she would say, uh, this is not our place. There's a place for us. We don't die. We are under attack here. Maybe like she would be flipping the tax table over and say, and the very last thing that was reported on the planet by that scientist would say, you have to forgive these people because they don't know what they're doing. They're programmed poorly, and if we can see, however we see it, that they actually are meaning to live this way, off with its head. They can't be forgiven. That programming is dangerous. They are self-destruction, destructive necktie society, and they are passing on the life, the living dead system cult that says, first of all, you're better off dead to us, kind of a thing.